Hello everybody. So today I have, as you can see here, a few packages that have kind of been accruing over the past probably month or so, honestly, that I haven't had a reason to open yet. So I thought, why not make a little video and do a little unboxing. So two of these, I think this one and this one, are not exactly thrilling items. They're just kind of everyday basics that I needed to refill. This one is an actual fun item, and then this one is like a semi-fun. I think it's kind of a fun refill. Basically it's some kind of, I think, soap and lotions is what's in here. So I guess let's start with this one, and then we can do the not so fun ones, and then we can end on the fun one. So go ahead and open this. These are also, they're not exactly zero waste, but they are low waste products. So these are ones I've been using. I think all of these I've been using for at least a couple of years now. So I think they're pretty good. Alright, so we got through our tape here, and this is the nice paper tape, not plastic. So that's a nice feature of it. And then all of our packaging here is going to be some nice paper. We could maybe do some crinkles later. I always get really impatient. I don't know if anyone else is the same way, but I always get really impatient if people are doing too much crinklies and stuff at the beginning. I want to know what is in the box. So we're going to go through the box first, and then we'll come back and maybe do some triggers at the end. So this, like I said, it's several soaps. Let's see, this first one is a parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme. This one smells really good. This particular soap I have not gotten before. I think this is there's some like limited edition seasonal ones, so I think this is one of the last of the summer soaps, as we're here in August. I live in Texas, so this is like, we're like halfway through summer at this point, mid-August. We still got to get all the way through September before we might get some fall, so there's still plenty of time for me to use a summer soap this year. Oh yeah, this one's really nice. And so it's a nice big bar like this. There are 5.8 ounces. Oh, it's 5.6 ounces. And these, they vary a little bit in price. They're usually around $10.50 per bar, which usually lasts me probably around a month, maybe a little bit longer. Let's see, does this one have, okay, here we go. So this particular soap here, let me move these scissors, is made with a nourishing blend of plant oils, moisturizing shea butter, soothing cow and clay, and infused with a refreshing herbal scent with a touch of spice. A sprinkling of ancient skincare herbs adds a touch of gentle exfoliation. So, again, you can kind of see the actual herbs that are in there. Alright, so that is the first one. And I usually get a lot of these at once. I like to kind of reduce the number of packages I'm getting, so order a bunch at one time. I guess this one is the oatmeal spice. I've gotten this one several times before. This is a really nice one for fall. So as we kind of approach the end of September, I'll hopefully be able to start getting into the fall vibes and using this guy. This one is oatmeal spice, like I said, and this one says, let's see, with moisturizing coconut milk and shea butter and infused with calming lavender and a hint of cassia for a cozy, warm, and lightly spicy aroma. I think I forgot this one has lavender, but I guess, yeah, I can kind of tell that. But it mostly just kind of smells like a nice spicy soap. You can see a little bit of the oatmeal texture in there, which again allows for a little bit of exfoliation, but it's not super harsh or anything. Is that one. Next, we have a juniper spearmint. So this I got anticipating kind of going into probably November. I'd be pulling out this one, or maybe December, or even January. I have a couple of extra, or not extra, I have a couple of that I still have in my cabinet that are kind of generic ones, but there you can kind of see the texture of that one. And this one is, yeah, it's really minty, so kind of feels more cold and wintry. This one says, moisturizing plant oils and butters combined with cleansing clay and gentle aloe are infused with skin-nourishing botanicals that provide gentle exfoliation. The warm, woodsy mint scent will lift your spirits on cold winter days and leave you refreshed in hot summer months. I don't think I typically use this one in the summer. I'm not sure I actually ever have. I feel like I always leave it for winter because it has that kind of pine-ish scent. It kind of smells cold, and I like to celebrate the cold when I get it because we don't have that much winter here. Alright, and this next one is coffee and clove, and this is one I actually usually use as a hand soap in my kitchen because this one has the coffee, and that can help kind of neutralize, like if you've been mincing garlic or something, and you wash with this, and it kind of helps to neutralize some of that odor that kind of gets left on your hands afterwards. So this one is a nice black one. Really too much texture you can see in that one. This one is, let's see, brewed coffee, coffee grounds, bamboo charcoal, which is why it's black, and nourishing plant oils and butters. A great soap for gardeners, cooks, mechanics, or anyone with hands that do work. Which, like I said, I like to use this one in the kitchen. That's that. And then here is, I think, the last soap out of this box, which is the Castile and Cocoa. It's the unscented face and body soap, ideal for babies, young children, and delicate skin. This simple Castile type bar is made with squalene rich extra virgin olive oil and moisturizing babassu oil combined with loads of cocoa butter for extra creamy, mild, and moisturizing soap. And this is another one I like to use kind of in the winter time because it is more moisturizing for kind of the drier part of the year. And this one, it just kind of gives you a little bit of that hint of chocolate from the cocoa. So it smells pretty nice, but not like intense. And then, yeah, it's just like a pretty plain bar. You can see there's not really any little bits in there. Alright, that's that one. And then we have a few face oils. Alright. And then this is kind of why it's not a zero waste. You still get these little caps, which are like plastic, and you have to just throw away. There's only so many of these little bottles that you can find extra uses for. So unfortunately there's still that, but the rest of it is glass, and actually the little dropper itself, if you can kind of hear that, excuse my shaky hands, but that is glass also. So it's just the actual cap itself, and then obviously the little pump part that's actually plastic. So pretty close anyways to being zero waste, and kind of, I don't know, the closest I found that works well, and is also in the range of affordability. A lot of these zero waste products you end up spending a ton of money on, like for really small amounts, and yeah, I don't know, it just adds up a lot, and it's not really, in my mind, kind of sustainable for everyday use. So the soaps obviously are just in nice little paper boxes. So these are, I don't know if you could consider it zero waste because you still have a box and you have to recycle that or something, but it's at least totally recyclable packaging. Alright. Then next we have, yeah, I think I have 2 more of these. Another facial oil. Oh, I forgot to actually tell you what this one was. So this one is the pomegranate argan. This doesn't really say that much. Oh, here we go. Sunflower oil, argan oil, pomegranate seed oil, jojoba oil, organic carrots. Okay, yeah, organic carrots. I didn't know that was in there. And then tamanu oil, assuming I'm gonna say that right. Helichrysum, I don't know what that is. And then rosemary oil. This one is for normal to dry, dull, or irritated skin. These are like, there's one other of these. I have 3 of them, like I said, and they sell 4 of them. I usually just like get all 3 types because I don't know, I like having different types, but I don't notice a whole lot of difference between them. My skin is like, it's sensitive, but otherwise it's kind of like, I don't know, normal sensitive, kind of combination, super oily in like my T-zone, and then my cheeks can get a little bit dry, but not tons. I live in a very humid climate, so maybe that helps, but yeah, my main point there was I don't usually notice a lot of difference kind of between all of these different oils. So that was the pomegranate argan. Next I've got the rosehip sesame, which is for dry, itchy, flaky, or maturing skin. This one is rosehip oil, sunflower oil, evening primrose oil, jojoba oil, sesame seed oil, calendula, and rosemary oil extract. And these are all, I think for this one too, everything in there is organic. Yeah. Which is nice. Let's see. Yep, so this one says it's formulated to penetrate dry skin, restore needed moisture, and help prevent water loss. Alright, so that's that one. And our last oil here, and I think our last item in general. Our last facial oil. This is the Argan Pumpkin. So I guess this one's more appropriate for fall once we finally get there. And this one says it is for all skin types. Let's see, and this says it's our lightest facial oil with a nourishing blend that helps restore a healthy balance to normal, dry, or oily skin by regulating natural oil production. And this one has jojoba oil, sunflower oil, argan oil, pumpkin seed oil, tamanu oil, marshmallow root, elder flowers, St. John's wort, plantain, calendula, mullein, Mull, E-N, I guess, I don't know how you say it, M-U-L-L-E-I-N, rosemary oil. And again, it's all organic. Yeah, so that's that. All my little items. From that, so this is from, still have a full, I guess I can show you one soap. Chagrin Valley Soap and Salve, which is a US based company. I think Chagrin Valley is in Ohio, so not terribly far away from me in Texas. Okay, put all the packaging back here. And let's go on. I guess let's do this one since this is gonna be another skincare item. I've been okay the last few minutes. Alright. Alright, and this is the brand ET, Everything Touches Everything Else, which is another low-waste brand. This one is based in Canada. I forget where in Canada, but somewhere in Canada. And again, all the packaging is paper-based. And then in here, I have 3 of the same items. This is just a refill. So I try to get more at once to reduce the number of packages I'm getting. So this is their, what is it, Chrysalis Beauty Pod facial sunscreen. It's a mineral sunscreen and it is 30 SPF. It says it is the natural evolution of skincare. Alright, and then these are kind of cool because they are like it's just like a normal sunscreen texture, but it comes in these like cool little pots, and these are made out of beeswax. So you kind of just snip it open and then you squeeze it out into the jar, which you get like the first time you buy it, you add in the jar. And then you kind of just cut up the rest of this pod once it's empty, and then you just like bury it in the yard or the garden somewhere, and then it will kind of decompose because it's a natural material. It's just beeswax, and then I guess whatever dye they use to make it green. But yeah, that's all of these. And they do a lot of other things. They do I have their, like, they make soap that comes in these little pods, and like general cleaners and things. So you get 42 milliliters out of this, and it's just a nice mineral sunscreen. Doesn't like leave a cast. It smells pretty decent. It's not like a strong smell. It's just kind of a nice powdery scent, I would say. So yeah, I got my little refills here of that. And I can't remember how much these cost. They're a little expensive. It was maybe like $60 for these 3 refills, so 20 bucks each. So they're not super cheap, but for what it is, I think that's fine. All right. So, let me move this out the way. this guy. This one is, if I remember right, a toilet cleaner. This one is from ET again. I think this one has been sitting around for quite some time. But they had a sale on their toilet cleaners. It's been too long, I can't quite remember how much I paid for these. But it was a pretty good sale, and I was starting to run low on what I had for these. So I went ahead and just bought these at the time. So this is a probiotic toilet cleaner. Let's see. There's not a ton of information on here. I'll go ahead and reach it back. So it says, what's inside? Low toxicity, safe for the whole family, safe for the planet, biodegradable and septic safe. High performance without harsh chemicals, makes cleaning easier with less scrubbing. Foaming action and pleasant smell. Contains probiotic to help clean between your cleaning cycles. Use weekly to make less of a chore. And then what's not inside? PVA, PVOH dissolvable plastic, which is those like, if you have like Tide Pods or something, what those are wrapped in is those dissolvable plastics. Which, I don't know, I've read conflicting things about whether those actually get disposed of, like during normal water treatment, or whether they just put microplastics in the water indefinitely. So I try to avoid them for most things. Unfortunately, I do still use a product that is wrapped in those for my dishwasher. It's kind of an old dishwasher and it doesn't work that great, so I have to use still a soap that will work with my dishwasher. A lot of the ones that don't have that stuff, I just basically haven't found a product that actually works with the dishwasher well and doesn't have that wrapper. But anyways, at least the toilet bowl cleaner doesn't have that. Let's see. Okay, yeah, and then what's also not inside, no animal testing, no chlorine, peroxides, or harsh chemicals, and no forever packaging. Everything's biodegradable. So the ingredients are to scoop out 1 tablespoon of powder, or 2 if it's very dirty. Pour it into the toilet and let it sit for 20 minutes, scrubbing the bowl if needed, and then just flush it out. So it does have like the blue dye in there that will turn the water blue. I feel like that's not really needed and we could have done without that, but I don't know how harmful that is. You just have blue dye, I assume that's not that bad. So yeah, there's that. It seems to work pretty good. I've been using it at least for several months now, maybe over a year now. But it works nice, and it also works good for like cleaning a sink. I like to clean the sinks with it too. And then you could use less like wipes and stuff because you just kind of, I don't use a whole tablespoon for the sink. It's like I use probably a teaspoon for the sink. You just kind of let that sit in there for 20 minutes, and then you come back and you can just scrub it up with just any kind of rag. And then I find it works really good. It works better than like a Clorox wipe. And then the probiotic element, supposedly it puts bacteria in the toilet that will like eat the whatever germ bacteria that get in there. And then I feel like that does work. It seems like the toilets get dirty like at a slower pace when I'm using this versus kind of whatever you're just like normal cleaning products or bleach or whatever. So we have 2 bags of that. All right. Now we can get to our fun item here. There we go. This is an art book that I got as a Kickstarter recently. So let's open it up and take a look. It's by, I guess I'm not actually sure how to say her name. Ula Thynel, although it could be Uya Thynel. I believe she is, I kind of want to say Ukrainian, but I could certainly be wrong about that. But she is an artist that I follow on Tumblr. I can't quite remember how I discovered her, but presumably someone reblogged something and I thought it was cool. Actually, if I angle here, you can see up on the wall that guy. That is one of her pieces, a print that I bought of hers several years ago. Actually, when I first moved into this place, that was like the first thing I put on the wall here. Alright, so here we go. Ula Thynel, Far Away Dreaming. And so it's she does this art that's kind of this really like dreamy watercolor style, which I think is really nice. It heavily features dragons, which has been my favorite animal ever since I was a child, and also horses, which were my first favorite animal was a zebra, then a horse, then a dragon. So these are very nice. They also feature birds a lot. I'm into birds. I like to do bird watching. So I guess this appeals to me on many axes of my personality. But yeah. So I guess let's go through some of the pages. Here's the back cover. Cute little fox. Obviously from my picture up here you can see the foxes and the crows. Or they're probably ravens actually. So that's another thing that features pretty heavily. And then here you can see the logo of this is the company that was organizing the Kickstarter for her art book. What does it say? At this? Yeah, at this art.com. So here's the inside cover. I'll read you the sleeve here. Before the stars dim for dawn, I am gone in their dream. Whimsical and wandering through forest, peace, and a calming night journey, the faraway dreaming art book printed to last and cherish, written and illustrated by multimedia Finnish artist Ula Thynel. So there you go, she's Finnish, not Ukrainian. An all-ages story to warm the imagination or to calm and soothe. This tale of dragons, hills, and magic is a love letter to dreams, surrounded by lush illustration. And then they have the At This logo again at the bottom there. I guess that's mirrored, so y'all probably can't read that. And this is actually like decently long, so I'm not gonna read the whole thing today. But maybe in the future, if y'all want, we can go through and read the whole thing. So, Far Away Dreaming. Far Away Dreaming. Four parts here. Part 1, Gardens of the Astronomer. Part 2, Dragon Hills. Part 3, Dreaming Dale. Part 4, Wilderness. Gardens of the Astronomer. Just page through a few pages here. You can see the art is really beautiful. So I'll be excited to read this whole thing. Ooh. So that's pretty cool. And like I said, y'all let me know if you want to read the whole book through. I can give that a shot. I'll have to rearrange, I think, the camera setup here, but that's certainly something we can attempt. And I did get more than one, so I got one for myself, obviously. Then we got 2 more. I was thinking these would probably make decent Christmas gifts. So I always go to like several white elephants throughout, kind of throughout the Christmas season. So I thought I could bring a couple of these as white elephants. I think that'd be kind of a fun thing. And then also I was thinking about, I might just bring 1, 2, 1 with my friends. I have a couple with my family. I'm not sure they'd be as into this sort of a thing, but I can figure that out, because I was thinking of specifically just giving 1 possibly to my sister, maybe my sister and my brother, but again, I'm not quite sure if this would be the vibe for my brother. So we'll see what I decide about that. But I did end up getting the 3 total. I think I paid, these were maybe $40 each. Can't quite remember. It's a Kickstarter, obviously, so you like pay a long time before you actually get the item, because they have to make it and everything first. This actually came really fast for a Kickstarter, so they were very well organized. But yeah, I guess that's about it on that. That was all of my mini packages that I'd been accruing over the past month plus. So I guess I'll go through, since I promised at the beginning, go through and make some nice little sounds with the packaging. I am really loving this sticky fingers on this plastic, which is so unfortunate because I feel like plastic makes some of the best sounds. But of course it's plastic and it's, you know, ruining the earth and all of that. So I try to avoid it so hard. But there's only so much you can do. I guess the fridge just cut off. Sorry if y'all could hear the fridge going. But my place is pretty small, so can't really get away from the fridge. If I go upstairs, then you'd have the AC cutting on and off, which is at least as loud as the fridge. Alright, put these aside. Get just like pure paper in packaging. I like to save that, and then paint it and use it as wrapping paper. But this is that kind that's like two pieces stuck together. Really too much with this that I found anyways, unless you just want to use it as packing glue again, because it's great for that. I assume that the stuck together because then you can kind of like crinkle it and it makes like more air pockets and it makes everything more cushiony. This I'll probably just be putting into the recycling. Don't really have much to mail this year because my out-of-town sibling it's their turn to come back home to our hometown where I still live this Christmas. So. And we've already passed birthday season for my family. And I kind of hate buying people gifts, I honestly have to say. So, I don't get anybody birthday gifts, I just tell them happy birthday. And maybe I send them a birthday card if I can remember to make one in time. But yeah, I'm not a huge fan of exchanging gifts because it's always so hard to think of decent gifts for people. Otherwise, you're just like gonna gift them something that's gonna clutter up their house. Who wants that? Alright, so that's that paper. Get this. Nice. original tissue paper. It's kind of like a short strip. I don't know about the reusability of it. I think of you have to have something pretty small to wrap in this. I guess maybe just as tissue paper in a bag. I did like all three. Could probably cover one bag. I might keep that and put it in my gift wrapping stash. And this stuff, of course, not really. I've never been able to think of any kind of application for this beyond just other packaging materials. So this will go on to the recycling, but it is just paper, so easily recyclable, renewable material. As long as it's, excuse me, responsibly sourced. Which I guess who knows, honestly, but I feel like most paper these days is responsibly sourced, because honestly, why would the paper companies want to destroy all the forests and then not have anything to make paper with anymore? Like I said, you can only do what you can do, and I cannot control